Hello Year 12 and welcome to our 5th video here for our 4th topic. We're looking at speed and fuel consumption today. Speed of course is a rate, typically measured kilometres per hour, at least when we're talking about cars. We deal with this quite a lot. So let's jump straight into an example. I have a distance here, Belinda's driving 877 kilometres, and I have a speed. Now a rule of thumb here, when you've got the distance, always divide the distance for these questions. Okay, so we're asked to find the time, and that's calculated by taking the distance divided by the speed. 877 divided by 94, if you punch that straight into your calculator, you're going to get 9.3 something, I think. And that's a bit of a problem, because we're asked to the nearest minute, not decimal hours. Shortcut here. If you press the DMS button, it'll convert it to hours, minutes, and seconds for you. I've lost my emulator, I can't demonstrate this for you at the moment, but check that out. Do the 877 divided by 94 on your calculator, and then press the DMS, and it should give you 9, it'll look like degrees, but 9 hours, 20 minutes, and so many seconds. Okay, rightio. Let's look at the next example here. We're going to talk a little about fuel consumption, and this is an unusual rate, because this is one of the very few examples we're likely to come across where we're not dealing with a rate per unit. Okay, when we talk about how fuel efficient a car is, in Australia at least, we tend to describe how many litres it uses per 100 kilometres. Now the rule that we've been using for calculating rates holds largely true. It's the first part divided by the second part, right, in the rate. But in this case, to calculate our fuel consumption or our fuel efficiency, the number of litres we use divided by the number of 100 kilometres we go. Okay, so it's the litres per 100 kilometre. There's an example here. We're using 42 litres to drive 560 kilometres. We're going to calculate the fuel consumption. So it's 42 litres divided by how many 100 kilometres? That's 560 over 100, or if you like, 5.6. We get 7.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is pretty reasonable, I suppose. The next part of this question, we're asked how far can Ali's car travel on 12 litres? Well, if we can do 100 kilometres on 7.5, we're going to do a little less than 200 on 7.5. So what we do is, right, we're going to divide by the rate. Okay, divide by the rate there. 12 divided by 7.5 is going to tell us how many 100 kilometres we can go. Then we multiply that by 100 to give us the answer in kilometres, not hundreds of kilometres. And there we go, that's the 160, and as our common sense tells us, it was going to be more than 100 and less than 200. Third part of this question, how much petrol are we going to use for a trip of 1,530 kilometres? Well, every kilometre uses 7.5 litres. How many 100 kilometres is this? It's, if you like, 15.3 100 kilometres. So it will be 15.3, or 1,530 over 100, multiplied by our rate, multiplied by 7.5, and we're going to use 114.75 litres. Rightio. So, just to go over these things a little bit again, speed, distance, time, always divide the distance. Fuel consumption is measured in litres per 100 kilometres. Okay, so to calculate your fuel consumption, the number of litres, and then divide by how many hundreds of kilometres. Okay, and largely that's what makes these rates a little bit different, is we're dealing in hundreds of kilometres. Essentially we just perform a unit change there to change our hundreds of kilometres into kilometres, or the reverse. Okay, that's it for this 5th video. If you've got any questions, please let me know, and I'll help you out as best I can. Thanks very much.